Alright, it's Saturday morning. We were given a pretty nice day today, so we're going to take advantage of it and head down to the Juniper Prairie Wilderness. I've been looking on the satellite views, trying to find a way, shortcut in to these ponds that are in the middle of the wilderness area, Hidden Pond and Crooked Sapling Pond. So I was looking on the satellite view. I noticed a small, what looks like a small deep water pond. Could be a clear water pond, and it's not far from a trail that leads straight down into the prairies, which takes a couple miles off of our walk in. So the challenge today is not going to be a fishing video or anything like that. We can't hunt in that area. Can't do much besides hike in that area. But the challenge today is going to be in just finding this pond. And if it is in fact a deep water pond and a clear water pond. So we'll see what happens. Alright, this should be our road coming up here. Yeah, there's the sign. There's the sign right there. Juniper Prairie Wilderness, U.S. Department of Agriculture, Ocala National Forest. Okay, we're geared up. Found a parking spot. Our trail is about 100 yards up the street here. We were here 2 weeks ago, so we know this is a decent trail, and we know this is a straight line down to the prairies, so that's going to get us 3/4 of the way where we want to go. We just got to hit the prairie and take a left, and then it's going to be bushwhacking from there. The GPS doesn't even do us any good in here because the GPS doesn't show the coordinates to this pond. Every time you click on the coordinates, it shows a few hundred yards south. So we'll go blind. I'll carry the GPS with me because I'll mark it when we get in there, and then I'll have true coordinates, hopefully. Classic scrub. Classic scrub. Prairie, start of the prairie right now. Oh, there's a scrub jay right there. Scrub jay, look at it, he's nice. These prairies here are going to stretch for miles down through middle of the Juniper Prairie Wilderness here. And if we stay to the left side of this, eventually we're going to make it to that Crooked Sapling Pond, Hidden Pond, and then there's a pair of twin deep water ponds there I want to take a look at one day. But we're not going to go that far today. Today we're going to take a left right here, and we're going to head east. 2 weeks ago when we were in here, we angled too far north because I was following the map view on the GPS. Today we're going blind, and I'm going to head straight east, see if we can find this pond. Welcome to the scrub. Welcome to the scrub. You just have to I picked out a big pine tree sticking up there, basically to the east, and we're trying to get to that. Through, you come to these little clearings, but there's no way to see where the next clearing is, and there's really no way to link them all together. We're just going to keep pushing to the east. I can see another 50, 75 yards. It's quite a nice sinkhole here. Pretty deep sinkhole. There's no water in the bottom of this one. Of course, I really can't see the bottom. But there's a ton of bear tracks and bear trails here. All kinds of bear sign all through here. Look, they got that worn right down through the leaves. See a large patch of white sand coming up here. And it's deep. This has got to be our pond. I don't know if there's any water in it or not yet, but here it is. Here it is, and this would be a hell of a nice pond if there was water in it. It hasn't been dry long, and this looks like everyone and anyone comes for water here, that's for sure. They're starting to dig. This is all bear tracks. Look at these bear tracks here. Tons of them. Even in the middle of nowhere. Here's a piece of a brick. An old piece of a brick. Here's another old piece of a brick. What the heck that's doing out here, I do not know. No writing on it. Sometimes you find an old brick and there'll be a date on it. That's an old brick. Should be a heck of a spot if I had water in it. This is the bear playground here. Look, there's nothing but these are all bear tracks in here. They're digging for whatever's left of whatever water they can find. Bear tracks everywhere. Okay, there's Jungle Gene out in the middle of the sinkhole pond. Oh, there went a scrub jay, just flew past. Wish I'd have brought a shovel in. I'd have dug down a nice hole, 2 feet, and got him some water. Alright, what we're thinking about doing. Oh, you really can't see this GPS. We're going to continue to the east. It's another 0.3 of a mile east, and there's a possibility of another pond over there. Since we're here, it's the middle of the day, it's a nice day, we ain't dying. We're going to push east. The only thing's going to be is if we hit into the area where the wildfire passed through. If we hit that, it's going to be pretty much impassable. So we're going to sit for a couple more minutes, and we're going to push east. Yeah, a third of a mile. Don't sound like much until you realize that this is what we're going through. What do you think? I don't see a clear way through anyway. I hate to backtrack. What do you know? We found a trail. This will be the trail that we're going to take back out to the road somewhere to the north. But we're going to turn around and head south and see if we can find this other pond, see if there's any water in it. Interesting spot here. We are heading downhill, and there's a bear path pressed right into the dirt here. Look at the game trail heading out that way. Look at Look at, here's a hole dug in the ground here. We're definitely on the verge of finding something here. Oh look, I see a big clearing right there.
I see it.
Look how deep this is. Look at this, check this out. Look at that thick piece of glass.
Yeah.
Wonder what that was from.
Yeah.
Look how thick that is.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Here's another, look at. That's crazy. Look at, there's another sinkhole right here. Look at this place. I see some more of that glass. Huh. This is like a bear playground, Gene. Look around all these trees around the edge. Yeah. Look up in there. Look at.
Yeah.
Everything's all beaten down.
Wow.
So laying around this pond here in the middle of nowhere are these bottoms. These are bottoms to 5 gallons laying at this pond in here in the middle of nowhere. Wonder if they've been laying around here since this Civilian Conservation Corps days. Here's another piece here. A great camping spot here. I think the only thing that's been using it is bears. Here's the bottom of another jug. I see glass over in there. Here's a top. Here's a top of one of those jugs. Those are really neat. I wonder if these were like water jugs from when the Civilian Conservation Corps was in the area. I can't imagine what else they'd be. It's the right time frame. If it's 27, 28, 30, it's definitely the right time frame. All right, we made it back to the path. Okay. Looking at, I think, about 0.7 of a mile out to the main road. But at least we got a trail to follow this time. Kind of a trail anyway. Figures our last 800 yards or so, we just broke into where that wildfire went through a couple of years ago. So we still got a trail, but it's going to be all dead black stuff laying over the trail. I can see smoke coming up in the distance from it's either a burn or another wildfire. Okay, just a short 895 yards or so and we'll be back at the truck. I'm sure glad we lucked into that trail. That made the second half a whole heck of a lot easier. Okay, we made it back. Mission accomplished. We went in and we found our one pond, and then we even pushed and found our second pond. Neither of them had water in it, but they're both really nice spots. If there was water in them, there'd be a heck of a nice camping spot there. All right, well, on to the next spot.